So you see that guy shows up and swings at you, and it scrapes across your armor as you cast your spell.
Cool. Mithril breastplate, bitch.
And as I'm doing it, I hold Tango out on one hand, and I just think to him, or I say in Dinosaur, like King of the World, as we like, and then I like get off like nothing happened.
That's funny. Nick's chuckling at it. Nick probably makes some sort of like, this isn't Titanic. Paint me like one of your French girls, Matt.
Yeah, that was the hope in case there's a bad roll. We're all together.
Yes, it's probably a good call.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you want to roll for them? We
might as well do it official.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll have you each do one. I'll let you guys choose who does the players and who does the NPCs.
Yeah, Brian, you want to roll for us or them?
I'm gonna roll for us because I don't want to. I don't want to kill the NPCs. Okay. Shit.
Let's get this battle underway. We're going down. Get down, get down. Biddle-lip. Jungle boogie. You can read that there is a contemplation about the others in the room and their responses, regardless of what his answer is.
As in, he's concerned about what his response will be because of the people in the room.
Yes.
I kill everybody else in the room.
All right, Majenko flies over. Varisia, I've got you!
Can he do a flyby heal?
Sure.
Get out! Get out! No!
Sure, he'll go right there.
So Brianna took part in a nightmare ritual as a child.
Yes.
You feel one of them being activated in the museum.
Okay.
Brianna, I'd like you to make a concentration check to maintain your casting of the spell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I will treat this as violent motion because this is violent to your emotions.
And I apologize. Remind me again what I'm rolling. Is my charisma ability modifier, or is
this is a concentration check?
Somebody redeem a complication quick.
My
So it's a
apologies.
Has redeemed a complication.
It is a D20 plus your caster level plus your ability modifier.
Thank you.
He just side eyes you and looks at Arabella and says, of all the places you wanted to fucking teleport us, you brought us right in front of the king's nose.
Yeah, because I have to warn the fucking king. So you should probably leave. Go slink off into your little hole. And maybe warn your people.
He looks like he's about to punch you.
There is a 1,000-year-old dragon burning down a city with over 100 giants right now. I don't have time.
Remember, the only reason that any of that worked back there is because of me.
Yeah. Do you want a prize?
Doesn't look like it on our side.
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that prepared. He is going to. He's going to unload one of his most powerful spells at all of you.
Fuck.
Magic missile.
am sorry. I am trying to be helping, but
What happened to Trinia?
she just disappeared.
I did.
We lost the kid.
I am not understanding. She just got hit by one of those raisins. She disappeared. She is gone.
And Arabella said I turned to stone?
You were a statue. Must come back.
You know what? I just give him a hug. A big jockey hug.
Okay.
This is not the time.
It is Toivo's turn. Toivo appears, closes his eyes as you explain what's going on, turns its head to look at, or to its head so it's facing the Hound of Tyndalos. So Matt and Brian, you hear the cat just growl real low and dangerous. Nick, you hear meow meow, I can smell you, meow meow meow. Roll your attacks, please.
So you see that guy shows up and swings at you, and it scrapes across your armor as you cast your spell.
Go. Mithril breastplate, bitch.
And as I'm doing it, I hold Tango out on one hand, and I just think to him, or I say in Dinosaur, like King of the World, as we like, and then I like get off like nothing happened.
That's funny. Nick's chuckling at it. Nick probably makes some sort of like, this isn't Titanic. Paint me like one of your French girls, Matt.
Yeah, that was the hope in case there's a bad roll. We're all together.
Yes, it's probably a good call.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you want to roll for them? We
might as well do it official.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll have you each do one. I'll let you guys choose who does the players and who does the NPCs.
Yeah, Brian, you want to roll for us or them?
I'm gonna roll for us because I don't want to. I don't want to kill the NPCs. Okay. Shit.
Let's get this battle underway. We're going down. Get down, get down. Ba-da-da-dip. Jungle boogie. You can read that there is a contemplation about the others in the room and their responses, regardless of what his answer is.
And he's concerned about what his response will be because of the people in the room.
Yes.
I kill everybody else in the room.
All right, Majenko flies over. Varisia, I've got you!
Can he do a flyby heal?
Sure.
Get out! Get out! No!
Sure, he'll go right there.
So Brianna took part in a nightmare ritual as a child.
Yes.
You feel one of them being activated in the museum.
Okay.
Brianna, I'd like you to make a concentration check to maintain your casting of the spell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I will treat this as violent motion because this is violent to your emotions.
And I apologize. Remind me again what I'm rolling. Is my charisma ability modifier, or is
this is a concentration check?
Somebody redeem a complication quick.
My
So it's a
apologies.
Has redeemed a complication.
It is a d20 plus your caster level plus your ability modifier.
Thank you.
He just side eyes you and looks at Arabella and says, "Of all the places you wanted to fucking teleport us, you brought us right in front of the king's nose."
Yeah, because I have to warn the fucking king. So you should probably leave. Go slink off into your little hole. And maybe warn your people.
He looks like he's about to punch you.
There is a 1,000-year-old dragon burning down a city with over 100 giants right now. I don't have time.
Remember, the only reason that any of that worked back there is because of me.
Yeah. Do you want a prize?
Doesn't look like it on our side.
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that prepared. He is going to. Oh, he's gonna unload one of his most powerful spells at all of you.
Fuck.
Magic missile.
Kill.
Once there was a whisper on the wind of a town where every road begins, where the pages turn and lanterns glow, and little stories start to grow. Up the river past the pines, where the old stone tower climbs, past the basalt by the sea, where a city used to be. Travelers with dusty boots, farmers, scholars, wandering youth, every heart and every trail holds another tiny tale. Tiny tales gather round in the hush of the small town sound, from the heart to the open trail. Every voice becomes a tale. Tiny tales, day by day. Small brave souls will find their way. Close your eyes and you will see. Big adventures start small and free. Some are bold and some unsure. Some seek fortune, some seek cure. Some just pass and some remain under sun or autumn rain. Mysteries in forest deep, secrets rivers always keep. Turn the page and you may find magic born of humankind.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the next edition of Tiny Tales. This is the small campaign setting of Tiny Tales, where we have 1 to 3 shot adventures, just a few little things that happen within a bigger scope, a bigger scale. This game is episode 2, part 2 of the Sandpoint Decision. I have to say it right. Decision. Wonderful backdrop to what happened with Sandpoint, and give you a little bit of a lay of the land for you, the viewers, for anybody who wants to watch, for anybody who may in the future be part of this this little story tale that we call Tiny Tales. I will be doing a lot of these games. We may or may not have guest GMs down the road at some point in time. Below us, below me, is 4 particular people who have a huge part to play in the past and in the future of Tiny Tales, and in the town that we are in of what is colloquially known as the Pond in game. We know it as Biston's Pond because it sits upon Biston's Pond, and it is just southeast of the city of Sandpoint. Of course, the original game we called it the Sandpoint campaign, which kicked off a huge world called United Galarian that spawns multiple campaigns on screen and off. So there are literally probably a few dozen characters, players that play in this world, and you guys get a little glimpse into one little town and its effect on the world and the world's effects on it. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to thank our players down below for joining us for this, as they are the people kicking off a Tiny Tales with episode 2. We do have a little recap. I want to say, if you are live in the chat, don't forget that there are redeems in the chat for all of you to use to affect the game. Those of you who plan on sticking around and listening, you will also notice there is a very special Channel Point redeem where you yourselves can become a guest game master, where I might call upon you for which to answer questions, tell a part of the story, or help me with whatever I need helping with. So those are all channel points. If the channel points don't work, please let us know, because sometimes they like to reset themselves. So thank you all for that. I am going to do a quick this is me, a not so quick little recap of what happened in the last game and kind of where we started off in this little world. And then after that, I will give the players a chance to fill in any gaps that they might have, or add in anything, or make any corrections to what I have down. I do want to point out that for time and spacing, some of these are kind of grouped in an area, so it might read like chronologically things aren't exactly in the order that they happened, but they all happened roughly at the same time. They got to Sandpoint and they all did stuff, and then they went on the road, and then they got to Biston's Pond. So it's in kind of chunks, and there might be 1 or 2 things that might be rearranged. But if you don't look too closely, you probably wouldn't have even noticed. I probably didn't even need to say it, but just in case, I did. With that being said, previously on Tiny Tales, the Sandpoint Decision, Part 1. For generations, Sandpoint stood as one of the most well-known coastal towns in Varisia, a place of trade, community, heroes, and resilience. It endured goblin raids, Chelish invasions, and threats rising from ancient Thassalon. It survived flood and tsunami, and time again Sandpoint endured, until it didn't. Because now Sandpoint is gone. Not destroyed, not conquered, gone. In its place, nothing but strange, unnatural basalt flats that don't belong here. Drawn by this mystery, 4 individuals were sent to investigate. Corvus Silverheart, a cleric of Abadar and senior land assessment officer, tasked with determining the fate of Sandpoint and its lands. Keshi Shadowrock, a longtime friend and trusted ranger, an expert in survival and the realities of the land. Lord Ekhard Shah, a Corvosan noble and wizard of the Academy, sent to uncover arcane truths and represent Corvos's interests. And Lady Iska Valdemar, a Magnamarian noble, merchant, former sailor. there to restore trade, secure the coast, and protect Magnamar's claims. The party arrived along the coast road, reaching Ashen Rise, where the road once split towards Sandpoint. After resupplying with local farmers who spoke of increased safety in the region and rumors of Sandpoint's fall, including tales of the Sandpoint Devil, the party pressed forward along the old road. A failing bridge nearly slowed them, but Keshi's keen eye ensured that they crossed safely, and within hours they arrived at what should have been Sandpoint. But when they arrived, there was no city, no ruins, no buildings, no sign that anything had ever been there. Only these strange basalt flats stretching across the land in a shape that mirrored the city's former boundaries, as if Sandpoint itself had been deliberately targeted. Their investigation revealed even more unsettling truths. The water was wrong, the plant life was not native, and the fish did not belong to this region, yet they still lived. Fresh water where salt water should be, but no trace of magic, not even lingering residue. Ekhard began to theorize that magic of the scale should leave a mark, unless it was beyond mortal understanding. Possibly divine or something planar or cosmic in nature. Corvus documented everything, mapping the area and recording its condition, while Keshi searched for signs of human presence, and found them. A woman and her child hiding just beyond the edge of the affected land. The woman, Kelifin, and her son, only known as Junior, had fled from Nidal in search of new life. They came looking for the boy's father, a wizard named Miles, believed to be from Sandpoint long ago. But instead, they came here and found nothing. The party took them in for the night, and during that time learned of something unexpected. The boy had a gift, a natural understanding of magic, hidden behind curiosity in a pocket full of whatever appeared to be junk. But that junk was actually spell components. Ekhard tested him, Corvus encouraged him, and the boy proved capable. But his mother was afraid of what might come for him, what might happen, things following them, what his gift might bring. Still, Ekhard offered to sponsor the boy's magical education, and offered an offer that she has yet to accept. Even in the shadow of a missing city, politics found its way, of course, into the conversation that evening, as Corvus and Magnamar both laid claim to Sandpoint, one through origin and the other through trade and protection, and neither really willing to yield. With little else to learn from the ruins, the party made their way to a nearby settlement, known only as the Pond, a town without a name, built by refugees, survivors, and those seeking a new beginning. What they found was more than just a simple camp. It was a growing town with a marketplace, markets, merchants, a Pathfinder lodge, school of magic, bridges shaped of arcane means, and a massive tree rivaling that of the Pathfinder lodge itself. And above it all, an ancient tower looming over the settlement. At the heart of the settlement, Corvus called upon the power of Abadar, casting a spell to hear the voices of the city itself. Through it, he learned the town's structure, its struggles, its connection to Sandpoint emotionally and economically. A place built in its shadow, now forced to live without it. The town is governed by a council representing its people, farmers, merchants, crusaders, scholars, and those tied to its founding. A structure built to adapt and survive. Welcome on in, Redwood Oaks! Thank you for the raiding party. Welcome on in, Raiders! And we're just doing a read-through of the tabletop RPG. Welcome on in. I'm going to finish this off, and then we can give you a shout-out. At the heart of the settlement, Corvus called upon the power of Abadar, casting a spell to hear the voices of the city itself. Through it, he learned of the town's structure, its struggles, and its connection to Sandpoint emotionally and economically. A place built in its shadow, now forced to live without it. The town is governed by a council representing its people. Farmers, merchants, crusaders, scholars, and those tied to its founding. A structure built to adapt and survive. Another question remained for Corvus' spell. The boy's father, the wizard Miles from Sandpoint. When Corvus searched for that name, something resisted him, as if the town itself wished to keep secrets hidden. But he found it anyhow. A name beneath the name, Miles, was Maractus. Once a reclusive wizard of Sandpoint who left behind his want to hide from the world and became one of the founders of the pond, and possibly one of the most powerful mages in the world. With that knowledge in hand, The party starts to learn more of the past and the present of the town. The town without a name, only called the Pond. Meeting others tied to a growing magical presence in the town and beginning to uncover the threads that may lead them closer to the truth. Multiple truths. The party regathered for lunch, and now, with more questions than answers, the weight of the two cities pressing down on their decisions, the investigation continues, and what they discover next may decide the fate of Sandpoint and everything that comes after from here on out. Welcome to Tiny Tales. Did I miss anything? Was there anything that needs to be added? Anything specific that you guys recall that should be shifted, changed, any of that kind of stuff?
Not that I can think of.
Excellent. We get a little shouty outy for our raider, the Redwood Oaks. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. Go and give Redwood Oaks a follow. Feel free to share with us what you were doing, how your stream went. Give us all the information. Give us all of the information. I'm going to close out my little notes tab here. You guys did gather most recently, and we're staying at the Eagle Inn, a small little circular building just south of the Pathfinder's Lodge. It was there that Ekhard and Iska were with the young lady and her son when a strange woman was talking to the bartender and thanking him for staying there, and that her new place to stay was now set at the university, and that she would be moving her stuff over to the university. It is that then that you guys realize that she was some sort of arcane spellcaster, and upon talking to her, realized that she didn't know any wizard from Sandpoint named Miles, but that her master, one of her teachers, actually is a wizard who did hail from Sandpoint, and that while he's not here, you could be connected with somebody who was close to him that is here. And that was at that point in time that Keshi and Corvus had returned. Keshi getting some weird, awkward stuff in the name of Abadar because Corvus was like, here, go spend some money and make commerce. And Keshi was like, okay, well, I guess what kind of weird shit can I find for Corvus to have to deal with? And the two of you found where the other two were at and entered the inn that is known as the Eagle Inn. Redwood Oak says it was good playing GTA for my last stream, but for some reason the stream title on Twitch was nothing, even though I punched in one. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it blanks out and you have to resave it. It sucks. I usually use the dashboard. Ever since I started using the dashboard directly, I don't get that issue anymore. But using commands and stuff are always wishy-washy for me. So, those of you come in, lunch is given. You guys already have some ales set out from the Windsong Abbey, which is north of Sandpoint. You have that kind of sitting out there for you. So there's food, there's some obviously liquid, whether it's alcoholic or not, sitting on the table when Corvus and Keshi come in. The woman has since left. She said she would meet with you, or you said that you would meet with her at the school, and she would set you up.
Yeah, walk up to Shah and Iska. What have you two gleaned while in town?
Well, we've sorted out some information with the young lady and her son that we escorted into town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like we need to do more talking to people.
I would agree.
Yes.
What I've been able to find out with Abadar's blessing is that there's a council that runs the town. It's the town leaders or the town council members. They might be a place for one of us to find. I don't know when the next meeting is happening, but be good to see how they, feel about what transpired with Sandpoint. There are also many residents of the town that were once part of Sandpoint. Perhaps finding some of them, we might be able to see what transpired there, more so than, rumors.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that is a wonderful idea.
Perfect. So after lunch, what you said it was lunch, correct, Nick?
Yeah, you're getting lunch because you guys came in because you left early in the morning. It only took a couple hours to get here. So by the time you got here and your spell was around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you did that and did some merchant stuff. I went to them, but it had gotten to be later for the stream, so we were just like, okay, great place to end it right here with you guys recollecting for lunch.
So yeah, does anybody have? Should we all go together to try to find these council, or maybe see if one of us can make contact with them? And
yes.
Perfect. Lord Shaw, with your aptitude, do you think you could go talk to the school?
Actually, I was in helping to see about getting an introduction or whatnot for the child. I will be heading over there. I can definitely make some introductions.
Perfect. Speaking of the child, when you speak to Junior's mother, let her know that the wizard Maractus might have information about this Miles that she is looking for.
The wizard Maractus may have information on Miles.
Yes.
Okay. I will make sure to let her know that.
What about you, Iska? What findings do you think Magnamar might want to find out?
First, let's find out who's on the council.
Very well.
Pretty sure I asked and most people don't know.
You asked the people in the little vendor tents around the pond, around the fountain.
Yeah, most people don't know who the council is, so...
I believe they're electing somebody. Maybe? But I don't know. Let's ask people not in the vendor area.
Yeah,
Who looks important?
not only who looks important, I may check with the Temple of... Like, can we tell that that was like a Temple of Gazre from its design and shape?
All you could see from the angle coming in was that there was a giant fucking tree.
Okay.
Because from the other side of the river, it's like...
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do know that there was like either a giant root or something going out into the water. But yeah, you're not...
So we don't know that that's a church?
No.
Okay. I think I will reach out to any of the local houses of the faith. I'm sure that they might know who is on the council. They might even have a spot on the council. Just have to figure out where any of those... Oh no, not Rolana Halo.
Welcome in, Rolana Halo, one of our guest GMs. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us and helping me to continue to terrorize the players. I mean, help the players.
No, I think you had it right the first time.
Yep. We didn't check out the tower last time, right?
We did not.
Great. Iska will express her interest in going to the tower because it looks important.
Okay.
I have no idea if anybody's home, but you know.
Okay.
Keshi, did you want to accompany me, or do you think you can find information with your own ways?
I'm really good at making friends.
Well, then I guess probably having you come with me is probably for the best then.
Lord Shah, would you like to accompany me?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Shall we meet back here for dinner and discuss what we find?
I think that makes sense, yes.
Unless, you know, we run across each other in the middle of town. Town's not big, so.
True. Very true.
Okay.
And break.
And break. So, Ekhard and Iska are going to the tower?
Yes.
Okay. We and Corvus and Keshi are going... Say again?
Gonna try to find a church.
Okay.
Or what churches there are, and use that at angle to try to figure out who the council was.
Right. All right. We will start with you. We will start with Corvus and Keshi. You guys have lunch. You break. Where would you like to go? Like, you have the map. You've met a couple people in town.
I think just ask the inn or barkeep here where, like, what temples there are, and to what gods in the town.
He says that a lot of the townsfolk have a wide array of worshippers, but probably the most well-known one is the giant Temple de Gazre. It's one of the largest buildings in town.
And then I'll look out and I'll point to like the Pathfinder Lodge across the street. And then I'll like, so the one to the north of us, or perhaps the one to that, like I'll point to building 2 and building 5 because those are like some of the biggest.
Right. And he goes, "Oh, no, sorry. Sometimes I lose track of what I know I take for granted. If you look out you go to the back end of our in here, you will see out the window, you'll see a giant tree, an unnaturally large looking tree. That tree is actually grown shrubs that are woven together into a giant tree, grown to be a temple of Gazre. He's like, I think that, from what I understand, it represents the ability, it's on the water and its roots reaching the water, and the leaves, the wind rustling through the leaves, represents the wind and the sea of Gazre and its natural connection to the world.
Thank you.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that is where we should start then.
Do you know what happened to Sandpoint?
He's like, yeah, it died.
Well, if it died, then there'd be dead people and abandoned buildings, so that's not what happened.
Well, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to see it rot away, he shrugs.
But there's no
Humanity
sign of
is
a town.
Such a stain that it takes more than a couple of months to get rid of it.
He's like, I haven't been there. I just heard that it's gone. And, I came in on a ship through there many years ago and ended up moving down this way. I didn't really spend a lot of time in Sandpoint proper.
Is there anyone here who did, who might know?
It's like, oh, half the town. Half the town.
The north half, the south half.
Well, a lot of your common folks, a lot of the common fishermen, a lot of people have family up there, so the folk from Hammered, and I believe Matini from Tower's Treasures, he's from up there. Yeah, Larry and Grim, they're both, I believe, they both came through there. I don't know how much time they spent there, but they spent some time there. Besk is from there. Rinshin Pavlani, she's from there, and she owns Cerna's Fine Clothing. Jim and his wife, they're from there. There's a handful of fishermen that are from there. A lot of the lumber people used to work for the Scarnettis, but after they got taken down a few years ago, they've ended up moving in with Jord. Jord's a local. He's not from Sandpoint, but he's been around here for a really long time. He runs the lumber mill, so a lot of his workers. So, you know, there's a handful of people. It's a pretty nice sized town. None of the Crusaders. I don't think any of the Crusaders are from there.
Okay.
So yeah, and of course the some of the old people, the founders, are mostly all from Sandpoint. I think the caretaker of the tower grounds is from Sandpoint as well.
Speaking of the founders,
mm-hmm.
or the council members, do you happen to know who any of them are?
Oh, the council?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jord is the member of the Lumberers. He kind of represents all the workforce and the workforce outside of the workforce of the town, more or less. Eli, he runs up the wizard school. He's on the council. He got elected on the council just because of the power of what the school is and his knowledge and his history. Rinshin is part of that. She's part of the Cerna's Fine Clothing. She's on the council. She was on the council she was part of the city advisors, I believe, in Sandpoint as well. And I think she's got like an uncle that runs the Sandpoint Mercantile Guild up in Magnamar, or did, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And of course we have a few others. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I don't know them all.
But the council is large. Are we talking like a dozen?
Yeah, I think there's like 7 of them right now. They try to always keep it an odd number. That way they have, less chance of getting ties and votes and decisions and stuff like that.
That makes good sense. Now, I know you said that you traveled through Sandpoint on your way to here.
Yeah.
So you run the biggest, I'm assuming this is the biggest inn in the city. How would your business prosper or falter if Sandpoint was rebuilt? There was another rusty dragon once again on its shoreline.
I don't think it would affect me too much. It could be good, it could be bad. It's just like, some cities have 3 or 4 inns in the same town competing with each other. Sometimes the competition's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have the nicest place here in Sandpoint. I'm not too far from a Pathfinder lodge. We get a lot of adventurers traveling through. A lot of people traveling on foot that don't travel by sea come through here. So I feel pretty safe, and I'm friends with some of the other tavern owners and whatnot as well. So yeah, I'm pretty well funded, so I'm not super worried about the commerce of the area. Matt, you can make a sense motive.
I would love.
If Keshi would like to as well, she's more than welcome to.
Holy moly, I have that.
A 14.
$17.
Corvus with a 14. You can take all that at face value.
Mm-hmm.
Keshi, you get a little bit more, beating the 15. He's got an alternative revenue stream of some sort. He's just like, the money doesn't bother him. Like, that's not a concern. The economy and the money doesn't affect him. So he's got to have some sort of other revenue scene or a backup plan or some other angle where the money isn't a big deal to him.
I'm gonna look at all of the weird ass shit I just bought.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick out one that seems not the weirdest.
Okay.
Maybe like a spoon.
Okay.
Or something. And I will place it on the counter for him. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, thanks. And he kind of picks it up and looks at it. And he's like cleaning off the bar, so he just immediately starts like washing it and cleaning it off, setting it aside. And then he's like, looks around to try and see if there's like a place he can put it. And then eventually he just stuffs it in his belt in his belt.
Ooh, maybe it's not a spoon, maybe it's a spork.
Maybe it's a spork. That's why he's confused. What the hell is this? We're going to say it is a spork, in fact. We're going to say it's a spork and no one's ever seen one before. And that's going to go along with the invention of what's been termed as a hamburger, even though it doesn't have a ham in it and nobody knows what the word burger is, but this town seems to understand that. Maybe it's one of those weird inventions from some travelers, that same group of travelers that came through revolutionizing food in Sandpoint. AKA the old school 3. Because I believe they made a joke about a spork at one point in time while they were in Sandpoint. So it makes sense.
Probably.
A way to loosen up your mess kit.
That's
or
right.
lighten up your mess kit.
That's right. You guys head out?
Yeah.
Where do you go? Where do you choose to go?
I think go straight to the church.
Okay. You head straight to the church. And what you see is, again, it's from a distance, it looks like a giant tree with like huge, thick bark. When you get closer, you realize it's not like the bark of an oak. You know how there's big, huge grooves and holes in the bark of an oak? And this huge, like, thick texture? You realize that that's not the bark. That's the individual trees and how they're kind of woven to grow. And then they merge together. Like if you were to splice two halves of a tree together and it heals over, you get a lot of that healing texture as it's like grown into each other to create a solid block of this giant structure. Clearly it was aided by magic in its growth over the course of time. But it is also still very natural in the fact that it is a living tree. This is something that you don't really know where someone would have learned to do this. Or somebody maybe just had an idea. But you actually see the roots kind of go down and out into the lake. And even some of it is so thick and heavy that it has been turned into a dock. And people walk up and not down the dock to get to and from the water. The dock is rather large because sometimes sermons are done from the dock or from the beach in the water. Because again, Gazre is of the wind and of the water.
Mm-hmm.
You end up seeing a human is outside, and he's like hanging up a sign with times for the next week's sermons.
Looking at him, does he look more, and I don't know if this would be like a religion check or like a perception or something, does he look more like a priest or like a cleric, like a person of the cloth that is like magic, or like a person of the cloth that is just like trained in the religion? Like, does he have like as a druid, like
he's got he's got a
mistletoe and sickle?
Yeah, he's got a holy symbol of Gazre on him.
Okay.
So it is very possible that he could, because all you really need is a holy symbol as a focus, right? If you're a cleric.
If you're a cleric, yeah.
So he could be a cleric, or he could just be a mundane priest. He doesn't look super dressed to the nines, like a super fancy high priest would be. But if he's a low level priest or cleric, then perhaps.
Yeah, just make my way up to him, and what is like an honorific, or I guess this would probably be a knowledge religion roll, like the honorific for what you would call like a priest of Gosray?
You could just call him a priest.
Okay.
Father.
I'll go like, Father.
I mean, there are lots of things, master of the whatever side of Gosray they tend to be of. But, yeah. He turns, Father. He bows to you, because you're also a cleric.
Yep. I am wondering if you, or if not you, could point me to whoever the leader of this church is.
He's like, that would be me. My name is Benji. He holds out his hand.
Benji. Nice to meet you. I am Corvus Silverheart, and this is my companion Keshi. We have come from the Church of Abadar to investigate what happened in Sandpoint.
Oh, tragic thing.
Being a follower or a fellow member of the Divine, I was hoping to maybe get your take on what happened.
Yes, well, what happened at Sandpoint was tragic. From what I understand, nobody really knows. There one day, gone the next. They were on the mend, set to recoup after some of the disasters that struck with the last... My brain is blanking. What happened right at the end, guys? It wasn't the Chelish invasion. There was something after that.
The Chelish was the last biggest thing that had left survivors and stuff.
Yeah. So the last, it was they were still recouping after the Chelish invasion was pushed out.
So it was not it was not like a volcano or like a tidal wave or something where there were survivors. There was literally no one made it.
No, people survived the Chelish invasion, but we don't know. We had people that travel back and forth every day, and they were there one day and it was running fine and they were doing supplies, and they went back the next and there was nothing.
Just simply gone.
Nothing but this weird black rock of some strange hexagonal formation, I guess. I haven't been there.
Are you a druid? Or
no.
Are you
No, I am simply a priest.
Do you know much about stone by chance? And I kind of chuckle, motioning to the winds and the waves. But I'm I know it is normally out of your elemental area of knowledge.
I don't know much about rocks. The boys over at Hammered probably do. They're dwarven smiths.
Then yeah, I think that would be a good place.
Rack and Garar, they run Hammered over there. They stayed behind. They're the only dwarves that stayed behind when all the dwarves up and left the Devil's Platter.
What was their names again?
Rack, R-A-K, and Garar, G-A-R-A-R.
Thank you. I don't think I'll keep you much longer. I do have one more question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the members of the council. I know there's Jord, Eli, and Rinchin. Do you happen to know who the other 4 are, or any of them?
I try not to keep up with the politics. I let the town folk do that. Although I keep being told that I, as a clergy member, should keep up with the politics, but that's just not... It's not part of who I am. I guess.
Hmm.
They actually asked me to be part of it, being then the leader of the large temple. They wanted me to represent the religious faction of the city, and I told them that all of the people of the city would be under my purview, and that just doesn't make sense.
Do you happen to know who they elected to that religious purview?
I do not. I don't actually think that they have selected one. I think they might have just listened to what I said and agreed, or followed it.
That is good. I'm assuming Jord, being part of like the Lumberers Guild, is probably near the mill.
Yes, Jord is near the mill.
And then Eli is, of course, the wizard school.
Yes. And Finn is one of the farmers. He lives outside of town. He's kind of... A lot of the other farmers look to him for advice on farming and work and trade, and so all of the farmers kind of elected him to be the... He goes, I don't know if you know much about the way the area, but the hinterlands is kind of all under our town's purview now, and so we wanted to make sure that they felt included in the city's decision. Mm-hmm. And so the council decided to have the farmers and the locals outside in the hinterlands also have a representation within the council. And Ben is a local farmer.
Weren't they guarded by Sandpoint?
It's like, and he kind of waffles on the thing. He's like, I mean, he goes, in theory, but Sandpoint didn't really have its own full militia. They didn't.
So it was the
efforts into
people of the pond that have guarded not only their land, but the surrounding farmlands and probably even the roads leading up to Sandpoint?
Only since the Biston's Pond area came into fruition. You keep in mind, this place has only been here a few years.
I know, but even before Sandpoint fell, Biston's Pond protected the area, or the ponds protected the area, not Sandpoint?
Oh, I think the regional... He's like, I don't know, is it Corvosa that runs the lands? I think Corvosa was the ones that were sending the militia via the roads here and there to protect it.
Well, it's good to know.
But
thank you for your time.
He's like, but they didn't really... they have a lot of land. They have a lot of land to cover, and we're quite a ways away. We're a little bit closer to Magnamar than we are to Corvosa.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you for that. This was enlightening.
Yes, thank you. Feel free to stop by anytime. And he looks to you, Keshi. Yes.
You should maybe make your way to Sandpoint. The whole winds and water stuff, because the rock is freshwater, not saltwater, so that might be pretty intriguing.
He goes, is that just from the estuary where the river meets the sea?
No.
See, Nick remembering a term that was brought up last game.
No, the two don't mix. It's a clear delineation between saltwater and freshwater, and it surrounds the entire area.
He's like, then I should visit it, especially if it's a sign from Gazray. He makes the sign of Gazray.
I am going to talk to Rak and Gagar to have them come look at the stone. When I secure a time with them, would you like to know and you could just join us? There's always safety in numbers, as they say.
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
Perfect. Well, we will return to you with that information when we know it.
Okay. Sounds good. We move on to Ekhard and Iska, who are moving north, well, west technically, to the large tower.
Yep.
Now, as you approach this tower, you can actually see its age. It's been here for a long time. The ground around it almost seems affected by the tower slightly. Not in a bad way, but you can definitely see that there's a shift in coloration, in growth. But the grounds are very well kept near the tower, all the way around it. And there's a small, what looks like was once a shack on the right-hand side, is now been expanded to be almost a small home. And you see a couple goats sitting there, and a gentleman right by the area is kind of like tending to, you see he's like trimming little tiny brushes and kind of shaping them. And you see a lady is off at the side milking some of the goats when you approach the tower.
Hello.
The gentleman looks up. He's like, "Oh, hello there.
Are you residents of the tower here?
I'm the groundskeeper of the tower. Kind of help out with the area. Can I help you with?" And he walks over.
Well, we were hoping to learn more about the town and about Sandpoint, and perhaps talk to whoever lives here, if that's possible. I am Iska, by the way, and this is my companion, Lord Ekhard Shaw.
Oh, and he wipes off his hands, takes off his gloves, wipes off his hands. He does a very, almost a trained, like, bow, as a commoner would to a noble.
Okay.
Like he's done it before, like he's done it a lot, like he is very familiar with how things are. He's like, Shaw, is that a Corvosid name?
It is indeed.
I recognize it, indeed. Well, welcome. Welcome to Biston's Pond.
Thank you.
He's like, or at least that's what we call it for now.
For now?
Yes, that's not going to be the permanent town name if, the towns that, are around, if we get a name, an official name at some point. I'm sure they're not going to name the town Biston's Pond. Kind of a strange name, really.
Fair enough.
But it's what we've been calling it for a few years, because we're on that pond. That's the pond we're on.
Sure. Makes sense to me. Can you tell us who lives in the tower here?
Right now, there's only a couple people that live here. Eli, who runs the school, he's kind of the main resident here.
Is Eli in the tower, or are they at the school? Or somewhere else?
I believe that Eli is either at the school or he's out of town. Magic's movement. I never really know when the people that are from the tower, that stay at the tower, are actually here all the time, because they, he leans in, he's like, magic, and he leans in and says it to you, and he like puts his head down, he's like, magic, and then he sees looks at the crow, and then glances down at your spell book and goes, well, of course you know.
I say, don't worry, I sympathize, as I am very clearly not a magic user.
He goes, are you Pathfinders? Come to research the tower like the others?
Not
as
so much, but we are we have come here on behalf of the, Church of Abadar and other potential interests to gather more information on what happened to Sandpoint and the surrounding area.
And also to hopefully reestablish trade routes with, whoever is left, which it seems to be all of you. So there's that too.
You guys can make a sense motive.
Great.
I would love to. Okay, so.
Also, Matt, I'm going to send you a message.
Brian, I hope you do better than me. I got a nat 1. or an
And I
8.
apologize. Did you say perception or
Sense motive.
Sense motive. Sense motive. There we go. Hiya. Oh, a little bit better.
Yeah. Iska, you're just no, nothing.
Yeah. No.
Ekhard, you get a little bit like he has a moment of reflection. He's clearly been to Sandpoint before. He clearly knows Sandpoint. But other than that, you don't really get anything else.
Okay.
I had a question and it just like ran straight out of my head. It's gone.
We have heard that there is a town council or that there's a community council covering your town as well as the surrounding areas.
Yes, there's a town council.
Is there perhaps a meeting coming up, or is there a way for us? Do you happen to know if there's a way we could?
He goes, I don't know if there's a meeting. I don't know if they've posted one. They usually post it on the bulletin board at the town square when the meetings will happen, when the public meetings will happen, and when the city can get together, because often the whole town will get together and make a discussion and on things, and then the council will get together afterwards, sometimes at a bar, sometimes they run a place at the inn, and they'll go over, just the few of them go over and just make the final decisions.
I see.
Okay.
Are there any sorry, I'm out of character. I'm brain farting.
It happens.
Sadly, too many times it happens, but it is what it is.
Do you guys need me to switch to the other two?
No, I'm gonna knock on the door of the tower.
Okay.
Just to see if anybody's home.
Good call.
You see the tower doorway is a large stone door.
Okay.
You knock on it and it feels like it is so thick and solid that you don't know how the doors would open.
Oh, cool.
If somebody were to even push on it. And then eventually you hear movement. You feel the ground shake.
Okay.
And you see the doors slowly open. And standing there, you see some giant wooden construct opens the door. And you see a man looks up and goes, "Thank you." And he looks and goes, "Hello, what can I do for you?" And you see an older guy, kind of scruffy, beard, longer hair.
May I ask, are you the one called Benji?
Benji? No, he's the cleric. He lives down at the tree down there. Afraid you got the wrong building.
Or Eli?
Or Eli, sorry, that's what I meant to say.
No, I'm not Eli. I'm Al. I'm just the caretaker of the building.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Al. You know what? Maybe you know. We have a random smattering of questions. If you don't mind, could we talk to you for a moment? And then we'll go see if we can find Eli?
Certainly. And he steps out of the building. And the giant construct the giant construct doesn't close the doors. Al just turns and grabs the handles and pulls them shut as if he were as strong as that construct.
Wild.
Damn.
Well, I think our first question is, do you know
this guy
anything
doesn't
about
look that strong either.
Sure. I'm just gonna pretend that that's a normal thing for him to have done. Because I don't want to investigate that right now. So yeah, we're wondering if you have any. Do you know what happened to Sandpoint, or do you have an opinion, a theory, any of that?
He goes. He shrugs. He's like, "That's way above my pay grade. I take care of a tower, and you'd think that wouldn't be above my pay grade, but I'm just I clean, I get rid of dust, I check, I answer the door when people show up."
Sure, simple life. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Any opinion on the town's council here?
Nope. Not really.
Cool. One more question, and then we'll leave you alone. We found a child and his mother out searching Sandpoint for someone whose name they say is Miles. I don't suppose you've heard of this person, have you? Or know someone who has heard of Miles?
I believe this Miles is a wizard or spellcaster of some kind.
Yes. And tower.
He goes, "Oh, fascinating. There's only really one wizard from Sandpoint, and he's pretty well known.
And I'm supposing his name is not Miles, by the way you are saying that.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't go by the name Miles.
Has he ever gone by the name Miles?
It's a very good question. I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay, cool. Wonderful.
It's like I don't ask people what their former names might have been.
No, that's fair. It's generally a rude question.
You guys can make a sense motive.
Yeah.
Because I'm nice and I didn't wait for you to say you want to roll a sense motive. I'll give you guys some freebies here and there.
Well, thanks. I still didn't do very well, but
you sure
Shaw did much better.
I didn't do too bad.
Yeah, Shaw, he seems to know more, but he's intentionally withdrawing from that conversation.
Gotcha.
And he goes, Eli is part of the council, and Eli is a wizard. He might be able to tell you more. He might know who this person is that you're looking for.
And Eli is at the school currently?
He's probably at the school, although I think he messaged me that he was going to Riddleport to try. There's a spellcaster there who specializes in some sort of psychomancy or something like that. I don't know what that means. I think that was the word he used.
Okay.
Is apparently known and might be a good teacher for things.
Is there it sounds like the town gets together when there are certain meetings with this council sort of running things.
Yeah.
Is there
town meeting?
Is there a building here or location that is considered sort of like a records keeping?
Oh, that's a good question.
He's like, oh, not yet. I'm sure they will form one once the town gets really underway. But I think whoever is storing the documentation or whoever is one of the council members probably knows what that is or what their plans are for that.
I see.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be of more help.
No, that's okay.
Yep.
We asked some really random questions, and you were very kind to even entertain them, so thank you.
Yeah, well, weird stuff happens in this town all the time.
I'm starting to understand that, yes.
This town is formed on weird things happening all the time.
All right.
Understand.
Well,
thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, one more question.
Just one more question.
I'm sorry, it came to me.
It's my Columbo
above,
impersonation.
Above table, this is Aubrey remembering the question she was going to ask earlier that ran away.
Yes.
Yeah. If, say, Corvosa or Magnamar were to come in and offer aid to Biston's Pond as you grow, do you have a preference for, like, which one you would want to be supporting this place, or do you care? Would it matter?
Rolana Halo, are you in chat?
Oh no.
Rolana Halo. Are you in chat? Oh, doth thouest GM, first in thy redeem. For I need you.
Yup.
To answer me this.
We'll be fine.
Does Al succeed in his sense motive against these two? Or does he fail in his sense motive of these two to understand why they are asking these questions?
Hang on.
It is up to you to choose whether he succeeds in his role or fails in his role. Even though he's not rolling, you are the dice. Today, Rolana Halo. And both will come with very different answers. A success. A success means he realizes that you're asking this because you are both representatives of the two locations. And what that means, and his answer will be tailored as such to not offend, potentially, the two of you. Meaning that he will be doing a little bit of blowing of smoke, if you will.
And we sense motive that?
You will be able to.
Okay, great.
So you ask which one, if one would do it, which would he prefer? He goes, well, support from any town is going to be helpful in the growing town, of course. I am sure that the founders would have loved to have the outside support of either or both of the large, powerful cities that are here. And you can sense motive.
Yes, please. Roll better.
No. Apparently our salivation
cannot read this man at all.
Apparently his answer is causing us to salivate that we're getting disrupted from trying to stay on track here.
I guess.
Apparently. And for those that wanted to see those dice rolls, you guys can always see dice rolls to have them pop up on screen so you can see what they got. In this case, it was an 8 and a 10.
Not great.
Yeah, that's his thought. Yeah, whatever. If they want to help out, I mean, help is help, right? Help is help.
Right. For sure. Okay. I just wasn't sure if you had an opinion or not.
Why does Corvus look like an AI-generated Greek god? Oh, wait, that's Sign. Welcome in, Octavius. How are you doing? Thank you, Rolana Halo, O thine guest GM of the first redeemed of the channel points of the day, for your help. So that is his answer.
Great. Thank you.
And you take it at, I guess, face value.
Yeah, because I
Pretty
can't
much,
read this
yeah.
man for shit. I have no idea. To the school?
Yes. Thank you again for your assistance.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you.
Once we are a decent ways away from the tower, maybe out of eye line with the people at the tower.
Yeah.
I actually kind of stop.
Okay.
I pause and look at you.
I believe before we pursue these further endeavors, I believe we need to come to a bit of an accord.
You are probably correct. Should we go have a drink and discuss?
That sounds delightful.
Great. We divert and we go and grab a drink and then sit out somewhere in the green space that is away from people. Ish.
Where would you like to go for a drink? Back to the inn that you're staying at or one of the other locations?
Let's go.
I forgot. Was the inn that we were staying at, was that the Eagles?
You were staying at the Eagles Inn, yes.
Truth be told, that might not be a bad spot just to, since we already know we'll have a little bit of privacy.
True. Although the Mosswood Pub also has a green space nearby, so we could do that one.
Very well. Lead on.
All right. And it's, I mean, I guess not that much closer to the school, but closer.
Okay.
You come across the Mosswood Pub, which you've heard of a couple times now. It was one of your places that you were thinking about staying at. And the Mosswood Pub is named so because of the wood that it was built with. It was like they gathered moss and put it on the wood to help preserve it. And so it's literally a log tavern with moss growing all along the side. The front end, or the south side where the majority of the sun comes from, there's a larger tree there that kind of shades the building. And so between that and the moisture from the sea, it doesn't kill the moss that's growing on the wood. The moss also is able to absorb a heavy amount of rainfall and water, and keep that safe and keep everything inside good. Now, what will happen when the wood starts to rot away under the moss? That's a different question for a different time. But clearly there's a plan in stride with the Mosswood Pub. You get inside and it is quiet from the outside world. It is kind of calming and peaceful because of how quiet it is. You've realized that this is a place a lot of the townsfolk who go fishing, the commoners come here for a couple drinks, and they don't come here to get drinks and get rowdy. They come here to get drinks and be at peace from the world. You're starting to realize that the rowdy pub thought and concept, no one's really established the rowdy pub sort of place here. Besk's place isn't rowdy. The Eagle Inn isn't really rowdy. And you're seeing the Mosswood Pub also seems to be a little bit chill. And, you know, people will talk, they might complain, they chat, but it's kind of like your just downtown local pub that people just go to chat, like a community pub, as opposed to like the bar where all the rowdy people go to break things.
Sure. Are there a lot of people in here right now?
There's a handful. It's just afternoon, so a lot of people aren't fishing right now because it's not really the best time to fish. So they just get a few drinks, get out from the sun, and hang out in here for a while.
So sort of a low-level conversation around, because it's still very quiet in here.
Yes.
I still think our best bet is drinks and outside.
Very well.
Although, can we like overhear what people are saying, or is it just kind of blend into the background because of like the level of noise and noise
If you
dampening?
focus, you might be able to, but not really.
Do any of the people seem interested in us as we walk in? Two obvious strangers?
Nobody seems to, nobody cares.
Great. Let's grab a drink and maybe a corner table.
Right.
Okay.
Time to open a bagpipe bar with stick fighting ring. The Rowdy Roddy Piper.
That would be great.
I love it. I love it. All right. You get a table. The bartender comes over. He puts a couple little pieces of cloth down on there. He's like, what would you like?
Ale?
Any particular types of ales? He goes, we got some from the monastery up north. We just got a couple casks in of cider from a shipment that from a boat that came in trying to dock at Sandpoint. So we got a couple cider casks that are here as well. He goes, we do have some wine, some mead. We had a trader come through with some new mead from Ustalov, dropping that off. So we've got a few options for drinks.
The cider sounds delightful.
Sorry.
All right, one cider for you. And what did you want, ma'am?
The monastery's ale.
Monastery's ale. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll get you that right up.
Thank you.
And he walks off. Or she walks off. It's undecided. If it comes to be a question, I can have Rolana Halo help me out with that. I do not have the owner. Actually, I call upon Rolana Halo, the one current guest game master in thine chat, to come up with a male, female, name, and race.
Or gender neutral. We could have
Or
them
gender
be they,
neutral. Come up with, fill in the details of who this pub owner is. Female. Okay? Give us thine. So, female. Come up with a name and a race and let us know. Sounds good. Yes, it's a chill pub. It is chill. The Mosswood pub. And of course, we still have 2 openings for guest game master in the channel points. If people would like to be guest game masters. There's definitely chili on the menu. No, there's chill on the menu. It's
I don't know. Octavius thinks there's that it's a chili pub, so there's chili.
Yeah, it's not a chili pub. It's not a chili pub. I mean, a chili pub would be awesome, except for I would not want to use the restroom. They have to have an expansive restroom and one of those people in there taking care of it with a gas mask. Elvin. All right. So the elven woman steps away and goes to get your food, and will, Rolana can get me a name whenever she would like. Since it's not really a big deal right now to get the name, but elven woman serves you, and then eventually comes back and drops off your glasses. It says, "Do you think you'll be ordering more, or will this be all?"
Leave the tab open. We'll pay before we leave.
She nods.
Thank you.
Just flag me down if you need me.
Thank you.
Excellent. So, an accord.
You mentioned...
Keep my voice very low.
You mentioned to the gentleman at the tower that who they would prefer.
Yes.
And that I wish to come to terms, if for lack of a better term, with you in regards to that, as we both understand that we would like to make sure our city's influences and are felt here to help guide this whatever becomes of Sandpoint.
Indeed.
My bigger question, though, is what are you, if I may be so bold, what are your intentions?
Well, I was sent here with specific but vague instructions.
It always seems to be that way, doesn't it?
Yes. Always.
I mean, officially... Sorry.
That's okay. I don't have specific intentions, but I'd be interested... It does seem a waste to not work together, I guess. Because while we are representing different cities who have differing opinions of how the area should be influenced or run, I bet we could have a much better impact if we worked together. And, you know, maybe we'd actually benefit the people here and not just the interests of those at home.
Very true. And admittedly, officially, we are here to help Corvus with his goals as the Church of Abadar's official representatives, but...
Yes, of course.
It just seemed to me that there is so much potential, and I think back to my older brothers and sisters who are, well, they've no doubt solidified their holdings with the family, and I wish them no ill, but since I am, shall we say, the youngest of the group, and there's indeed no real chance, short of horrific occurrences, that I would necessarily inherit much from the family estates, of course, other than what I normally do. But I saw what was there at Sandpoint and what's here, and there's a lot of potential.
Agreed.
And perhaps there's a way that we can chart our own path.
And still make our families happy?
Well, or keep them content
Relatively
enough to
speaking.
stay off of our backs.
Iska, make a perception check.
Okay.
Just Iska. And there's a Iska, because there's a specific reason that Ekhard
21.
wouldn't even pay attention.
Sure.
With a 21, you keep hearing this scratching sound. And like movement in the rafters. It's like, it's not rodents, but it sounds like it could be, but it's really weird. And so finally it gets to the point where you just notice this so much, and you happen to look up. And you see like 3 little miniature dragons sitting up in the rafters, and they're just kind of like looking down at you like chickens roosting, looking down underneath. And they're just kind of watching you guys, very curious. And you look around and you see, like, in a couple other rafters somewhere else, you see a couple are sleeping as well. Now, if you point it out to Ekhard, we will explain why Ekhard doesn't get a perception roll on this.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think what Iska does is she reaches into her bag and pulls out, like, a part of her trail rations, like one of those crackers or whatever, and crumbles it on the table and then, like, waves for them to come down, like offering it to them.
They just watch.
Well, they're...
Ekhard, you see her, she goes like this and
Critters.
crumbles some crackers on the table, and then goes like this. Now, Ekhard, you're from Corvosa.
Sure.
House drakes and pseudo-dragons are in almost every home, every bar, every inn. You don't even think twice about it when you look up. Until you look up and you see them and you're like, wait, I'm not in Corvosa. That's why you don't get a roll, because like that's second nature. That's natural. That's every day to you.
Sure.
But yeah, you see, not only do you see house drakes and pseudo dragons, which is a little odd, but they're like together hanging out up in the rafters, and they're just watching like they do in Corvosa.
And I'll take a pause.
And you also know that they eat meat, not crackers.
Yeah, I pause and I was like, just for future reference, they do. I find they too typically prefer spiced sausages and perhaps fragrant cheese.
Well, I've got some fragrant cheese. She pulls that out of her bag and scoots a little bit closer to Shaw so that like an edge of the table can be open for them, and puts the cheese over there.
Okay. You see one of the less draconic looking ones, the ones that look a little bit more cuddly, I guess, drops down and has a go at some cheese.
They're kind of cute. Anyhow, so it sounds to me like you are proposing a partnership, yes?
Well, I think, yes. In that I feel that perhaps, I mean, when we've adventured together a little bit, we, I believe, have an understanding. I think we have a way to chart our own path with this.
I think you are not wrong. Do you want to draw up some sort of official agreement, or would you prefer to see where things go first, in case this isn't as exciting a possibility as we think it is?
Well, I mean, if we need to, let us see how this partnership flourishes, and perhaps if we feel to be a bit more serious, we can reach out to Corvus or perhaps one of the Asmodeans to draw up some contracts, should it get to that point.
Honestly, I prefer no contracts, so that was the right answer. Thank you. I believe we can do this. Let us see what we can accomplish together.
Very well.
Should we go find this Eli person?
Yes. We have to speak on several matters, including helping out get the young child enrolled in the magical school right away.
Ah, yes. We do need to ask about that too.
As we spin back to Corvus and Keshi, leaving the Eagle Inn, leaving the church. Sorry. Because you were just getting done at the Church of Gosri.
Yep.
Where would you like to head? You were heading towards the Dwarven Brothers, right?
Well, I want to see quick what number is hammered. 8. That works out really well. Because on the way to hammered, I want to stop at Serenus Fine Clothing.
Yes.
They're right next to each other. Because
Yes.
I would like to speak with Rinshin.
All right. Sounds good.
I guess on the way, what's 16 and 18? Yeah, that doesn't matter. 11. Yeah, so go to Sarah's Fine Clothing. Or
Okay.
Serena's Fine Clothing.
Yes. 1 second here. Have to double check something real quick to make sure that my information is accurate. Because there's somebody, there's a tie to a tie to a tie, and I got to make sure that I have the ties all put together properly. I think I've still got it. Okay. Yeah, I think this is still accurate. If not, it is now. So, you enter Cerna's fine clothing. Keshi, have we established whether you've been to Sandpoint or not in the past?
Don't remember.
Okay. Corvus, you and Keshi enter in to Cerna's fine clothing, and you see a really nice shop, something you would expect in one of the larger cities, like even larger than Sandpoint, as far as quality and just the way it's presented. It seems very upscale.
Nice. I look at whoever's like working or guess manning the counter.
Yeah, you see an older woman, probably in her 40s, late 40s, working the counter.
Excuse me, I'm looking for someone named Rinshin.
Yes, that's me.
Ah, Rinshin. Nice to meet you. I am Corvus Silverheart, here from the Church of Abadar, and I was hoping to speak with you and the other council members. I know that there is Jord, Eli, yourself, and Finn. I know there are 3 others, but finding you, I'm sure that you could get word out to them. I have some documentation from the church for the council members concerning the pond.
Oh. All right. Yes, I can give it to them if you'd like, or if you'd like.
I think it's better that I present it. Is there whether you could convene a council or a meeting? We could do it over dinner or lunch tomorrow. Nothing very formal, but there are documentations that will need to be signed in triplicate by all seated members of the council of this fair city.
Well, I don't know if we can get all of them, because if they're not all here, but it just takes a majority.
Yeah, at least 4 of you, if there are currently 7 members. Could you tell me the names of the 3 that I am missing, just so I can get the paperwork already pre-done as who can sign, who cannot?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am... Let's see. We've got the farmers. We've got the crusade. You have the name of the farmer representation.
Yep.
Outside of town.
Mm-hmm.
You have the soldiers and the crusaders representations.
I do not have that.
Oh, that's the one of the ones you... Oh, yeah, you're missing that one. She says, well, Sir Cyril Joramond is a member of the council.
Good. Just not note that down.
Mr. Finn, or we just call him Finn.
Yep.
He represents all of the farmers in the Sandpoint hinterlands and the other more rural civilian in the area. He goes, we have Whimsy is a member of the council.
And what organization does Whimsy represent?
He's kind of a special case.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
That is 6. Is there not currently a 7th member?
Do you have Rinshin?
Yes.
Oh, do you have me, of course. Do you have Eli?
I have Eli and Jord.
And Jord, yes. All right.
For those that are in town, do you think we could get everyone together tomorrow or maybe the day after?
Oh, yeah, the 7th isn't. The 7th is the religious person that they haven't elected yet. I'm like, I could have swore I had everybody on here. Nope, I don't. Because they never elected our religious contingent.
Yep.
Which is a recent development, really, for me as the GM. Within the last couple weeks, I was trying to figure out who that 7th one was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was going to do. And I was like, it didn't make sense that the priest would be that. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, she goes, yeah, that's right now it's just the 6 of us. We do not have a 7th. We are debating whether or not the religious contingent should still get one, or if there is another group that needs to be represented, or if we should rearrange how the militia and the Crusaders are arranged. They're currently under kind of one name. But we have a large contingent of Crusaders, and then we also have the guards and the trained militia. And they're all kind of under one group, and I think that they should be reorganized a little bit as to who they are considered representative of.
Yes. Well. So
she's like, you understand, like the town is fairly new. Like we had to make sure that we had some sort of formed organization to get official recognition before any of that. So we really don't have any of that fully yet.
Which is fine. How many do you think you can get in, say, in the next day or two?
1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. There's a possibility of getting all of them. It just depends on when Eli comes in, and if Finn is making a delivery, or if one of his children is.
Well, let us see what we can convene. Is 2 days' time good?
I think I could get 4 of them tomorrow for sure.
Well then let's tomorrow dinner.
I will let them know.
Perfect. I will arrange. Did it look like there was enough space in the Eagle's Inn to have like a meeting?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'll arrange space and food for all of us at Eagle's Inn.
Okay.
Thank you, Rinchin. This helps greatly.
Yes, you're welcome.
Then yeah, I want to head out to Hammered.
Sounds good. I'm going to do a retcon real quick.
Yep.
Because I did have it wrong. It was Hayless at Bisson's Boutique that is on the council.
Not Rinchin.
Not Rinchin. Otherwise, everything is still the same.
Can you spell that person's name?
Hayliss Korvaski.
Okay, and they were in
Biston's Boutique. which is still on the way to Hammered.
Yep. Yeah, it's
So
what
it
is it?
doesn't
Number
really change.
11?
It doesn't change anything other
Yeah.
than who it was that is the actual thing. I had to double check because I had the wrong thing down. I just put
Oh,
the
yeah,
wrong
it's
X on
9.
the wrong square.
So we just literally walk over to the next building, then to Hammered. Unless there's anything Keshi wants to do in here.
Not my scene.
Nope. And Biston's Boutique was actually you've already been in Biston's Boutique. That's where you got a bunch of the weird shit.
Oh, okay. Cool.
For more details, Biston's Boutique is when adventurers come through and they have shit to sell that doesn't, like, it's not weapons, it's just these like weird trinkets. When the Pathfinder adventurers find things that they need that they're like, this doesn't educate anyone or help with the thing, we're just gonna sell this weird old thing, they sell it here. And so this is like literally a place for people to sell weird shit. Not just weird shit, but like there's other stuff too, other gear that's here too. But like people usually go to the specialized places to sell the like gear. So you go to the wizard store to sell wizard stuff. You go to the blacksmiths to sell weapons and armor.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is like the random miscellaneous.
This is your random miscellaneous other stuff, or they do have a little bit of everything, but yeah, it's a lot of.
So I will then ask.
And the arts, when you get, hey, you get 33,000 gold pieces worth of art. This is where it ends up.
I want to ask, knowing that that's what this shop has, the thoughts on, like, was she here before, or was this person here before Sandpoint fell? And if so, did Sandpoint's fall help her commerce? Like, is the commerce that this person has better because of Sandpoint's fall, or worse because they're not getting travel from the sea?
First, before she even answers, roll your sense motive.
Come on, roll better than I have been.
Keshi, you are included if you'd like.
27.
You both get instant heartbreak and sadness.
Okay.
First and foremost. She goes, I lived a long time in Sandpoint. My family helped establish the town. One of my brother was... My brother used to run the Sandpoint Mercantile Guild in Magnamar.
I am sorry for your loss.
Thanks. I left, and I didn't return after the Chelish invasion. She goes, I should have stayed gone when those monsters came in from, I guess they were called Thessalonian something. I don't know, Thassalon. And overtook the town. I should have just stayed gone after that, but I stayed here with friends. In tents. But went back once that was all taken care of. And then Cheliax decided to say that Sandpoint was their own. And I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
So there were, between Magnamar and Corvosa, there's yet another laying claim to the area. Seems like there have been too many hands in dealing for Sandpoint a rough fate.
Yeah, I don't know if the Cheliax thing was a one-off or some individual claiming to be from there. I don't really know the details, but all I do know is that I gave my brother a strongly worded letter because him and his people are supposed to be protecting the coasts, and we rarely saw them. And I wrote a letter to Corvosa hoping for some military backup, some land backup, and we never heard from them either. It's like Sandpoint is just a lost place that generates money that nobody actually cares about. She nods. But hey, they gave my brother a nice funeral.
Do you have any...
I write that down in my notes, the whole, like, it's a place that just generates money that nobody cares about, and, like, underline it. That feels important.
Do you have any theories about what happened to Sandpoint? Anything happen immediately before or after?
No, it was on the up and up. People were coming back. I heard that they had gotten an influx of maybe 100 people. After the Cheliax thing, they had some legendary sailor captain who used to trash Chelish ships decided to dock there, and he retired there after the Chelish incident. And a lot of sailors were coming there to do work for him and navigate. And I think the person who took over for the Scarnettis ended up putting him in charge of the docks while she was gone. And he was doing really well since he knew all the waters and he knew all the captains, and a lot of vessels were going out of their way to come there for him. So it was doing well. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he disappeared with the city or if he was even in town when that happened.
What was his name?
That is a very good question. And Nick has a character sheet for him, but does not have him in his booklet.
Yeah, and I don't think I have him written down in my notes.
Paradox, I believe was his name. Man, that memory of a goldfish wasn't affecting it right now. Paradox was his name.
So I track animals in the woods or lost people. I'll give a pointed look at Corvus. Because that has happened, I'm sure. I mean, to save his butt in the woods.
Yeah.
And I know there are magics that can assist in tracking. Has anyone tried any sort of, like, tracking or location magic?
We were told that a few wizards did some tracking and that they were just gone. It was after that also, not long after that, that our local heroes kind of split and went their separate ways. We see Maractus from time to time comes in. Tam pops in from time to time to check on his locations.
Talon.
Why did I say Tam? I knew it. I was like, at least I didn't say Devlin. I didn't say
like
Devlin.
5 years.
I didn't say Devlin. At least. Talon comes in from time to time. I knew it started with a T. Comes in from time to time to check on the Lantern Bearers Lodge and the Prancing Ponies. Pixies Ponies?
Pixies Ponies.
To check in the Pixies Ponies. He's a member of the guild, and the Pixies Ponies is a stable here. They do some horse breeding and some other stuff, and he owns that as well. But he ended up with a daughter, and he retired, essentially, from what I understand. And Han now is on the other side of the world, and he's protecting some princess or queen that some people are rumored to say is somebody that used to live in Sandpoint with us, one of our people. but I don't really know if Amiko was really a princess. She didn't really act all princessy. But good people. Amiko was a good friend of mine. She's also disappeared. Though it's possible she went with Han to over there, and maybe it's true. Maybe she was some sort of princess. So, you know. And then here we had a giant war, apparently we had to fight against a contingent of monsters and creatures and people and wizards, and the Pathfinders came to defend us, and some legendary heroes from all over the world came here, and we fought alongside them and defended the town successfully. We have a whole cemetery for those who fell. And that was after Sandpoint disappeared. She's like, if you're looking for the history.
That is good information to know. Thank you.
If you'd like to make a blessing, I'm sure that there are many Abadarians. We always ask the mail carriers when they come through, but they're not really priests. They just work for the bank and are devout. But if you would stop by the Dragon's Burial and maybe give a blessing over those who passed, I'm sure it would be appreciated.
I will do that.
Either that Maractus guy or that Talon, that dude. If they're in town, I like ponies.
She goes, I haven't seen them in quite a while. Maractus is often highly sought after. He does come into town every few weeks. He has in order he picks up for requests for magical gear to be created over at one of his, well, it used to be his shop, but then he gifted it to his friend at Tower's Treasures.
Never met a hero before.
Well, they seem to show up here quite a bit. There was a time where one of the leaders of the Decemvirate would be here every week. He'd hang out over at the Pathfinder Lodge. He still comes fairly regularly. I gotta tell you, the Pathfinders, they've been a boon to my business lately, coming in here. Rolana Halo. And I don't even know who you're talking about, Rolana. But all of them are apropos.
All right, well, maybe we'll go check out the ponies or the treasure place. See if we can meet a hero.
Yeah, and where's the graveyard that you were talking about?
If you take the second bridge, if you take the, let's see, the southeast.
Oh, I see it on the map.
If you take the southeast bridge across, it's just outside of town.
Thank you. I think I will do that after we talk with the dwarves at Hammered.
She nods. Yeah, do so. Corvus, I would like you to make a knowledge local.
Oh no! Oh, I actually got ranks.
Keshi, you can do. Keshi, you can as well, because of your relation. You know, you.
Nat 20.
Nice. Gotta garnish that treasure.
Great.
All right. Nothing from Keshi, but Corvus, you do know that Iska might actually be related to this storekeeper. because you know they are both family within the Sandpoint Mercantile Guild. Her brother used to run it, which means he was family and nobility, which technically means this lady is also nobility and part of that same family.
Okay.
And Iska is a representative of the Sandpoint Mercantile Guild.
I will let her know.
You head to Hammered.
Yeah, walk in and look. I'm assuming easily to see the dwarves, or at least one of them?
Easily to see the dwarves. Two dwarves, they look very similar. One has brown hair, one has red hair. Other than that, it's like if you made a dwarf in a video game and you were deciding, do I want red hair or do I want brown hair? And you kept swapping back and forth. That's what these two look like.
Okay.
Little, like, big brow, almost like they're constantly, like, squinting. Round, a bulbous nose. But a smile. They both have smiles.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Rack and Gagar. I'm assuming that is you two?
I'm Rack, and he laughs. He's like, yeah, Gagar. He's like, shut up. It's Garar. Garar. God damn it, Mom. And Rack goes, he's a Gagar. What can we do for you?
I am looking to hire, well, without lumping you in with what's known about all dwarves, what do you two know of stonework?
A little bit here and there. We're more of metallurgists, if you'd say. Crafters. We have an innate knowledge, I guess, of stonework and stones.
Have you been to the site?
I.e., they still have stone cutting.
Yeah. Have either of you two been to the site of where Sandpoint once stood?
No, but we heard that that's some basalt there.
I was wondering if I could acquire the services of either or both of you to go tomorrow morning with Benji to take a look at the basalt pillars to see if you can glean anything from them, how old they are, how they arrived. Were they deep underground and just risen and destroyed everything, or just trying to investigate what caused the disappearance or destruction of Sandpoint?
Yeah, fair enough. And maybe we could get some big pieces. We were talking about harvesting some of it.
Yeah.
And Gara was like, yeah, we could. I have a feeling it'd be good for certain forging hammers. We could get a forging hammer made out of that stuff, and it could help us shape certain kinds of tools a little bit differently than steel hammers.
I see no problem with that.
It's like the basalt has a good resistance to impact. And the other one goes, yeah, probably good for arrowheads too. Arrowheads, arrow points. Some kinds of tools. We think that it could be used for harvesting for stuff like that. So if we can get
I'll kind of like poke my head out of the door, maybe even for those ballista bolts. And big mounted, the big elevated ballista on the river's edge.
Yeah, we work with those guys quite a bit. I'm sure they'd agree.
So tomorrow around dawn, leave. Would that work for you two?
Yeah, we can do that.
Perfect.
We don't have any pressing orders right now. Not too many adventurers have come through lately looking for orders. The Crusaders are fully stocked now. The guards are good. We've just got our contingent, but we've got a backstock for when they need new stuff.
Perfect. Meet at the Eagle's Inn?
Sure, what are you paying?
Let me roll appraise to figure out what would be a good price.
Okay.
26.
Yeah, it's probably like 6 silver, maybe a little bit more for if it's for a day. Travel expenses probably get thrown in on that.
I'll just round up and say a gold apiece.
No, sounds good.
Perfect. And I'll just prepay them.
Okay. Sounds good. Because I think in the book that's what a basic
laborer
would be. So.
And then again, I asked the same questions that I've been asking, like how has your commerce been affected due to the destruction of Sandpoint?
You find out that they're impacted pretty well. There's not a lot of materials. There's not a lot of mines around here for materials for smithing. So they have to import everything via land.
Okay.
And it's a lot easier to load something on a ship and sail it over and unload it rather than cart it in wagons across land because it's heavy. So for them, getting supplies, it's literally they're taking materials that have been brought in and breaking it down and reforging it. There's not a lot of mines and not a lot of stuff that comes in. Every once in a while, they'll get a ship. They tell you that every once in a while, a ship has found its way up the river. Rumors getting around that we're here, and some of the ships will search upriver, or they'll accidentally run across us doing some fishing and coming upriver, or exploring and finding stuff and find a town. So they've really realized that some of them can make it upriver and do some trading with us. But pretty rare. It's if Sandpoint were back, we used to make every couple of days of the week we'd make trips up to Sandpoint for materials.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Dwarves are pretty clear, so I'm not going to give you a sense motive, but you realize that there's more to that story about not getting materials than he's saying. But he's just not saying it for whatever reason. Probably more because he's like he doesn't know why you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, it's just like, I don't need to tell him about all these other things, even though maybe or maybe not, it may or may not be important. You are not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all that I have for them. So I'll find out hopefully more as we make our way to Sandpoint tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, if Keshi doesn't have anything, I think I'm just gonna make the way and do a blessing at the graveyard.
Okay.
I would like to stop by the tower place, not the tower, but the
Tower's treasures.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. You run across Tower's treasures. You see a small gnome sitting on a chair. He's got these big goggles on. They look like they have different adjustments on it. All kinds of tools on the table. He's got like little clips and tools and things hanging, magnifying glasses and all these tools on his vest. Big table, glass shelves, shelves with like little containers for some sort of liquid in the back. Paperwork. He's got stacks and stacks of like books and journals and stuff like that in the background. He looks up. Welcome to Tower's Treasures. What can I do for you?
I was hoping to figure out when Maractus will be in town again. We have pressing business with him.
Oh. Well, I could check my schedule here. He ruffles through some papers, pulls it out. He goes, I think he's going to be back in, I have a scheduled, I've got somebody picking up a rod in about 2 weeks. So he should be back within 2 weeks. Sometimes he drops them off early. Sometimes he, last minute shows up with them. but sometime within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we might not be here for 2 weeks.
And he throws whatever the tool is in there in his teeth, and he grabs the paper and he flips through, closes the book, slides it back under, picks up a little tiny piece of metal. He's like, all right, is there anything else you're looking for while you're here? We got all kinds of stuff.
Is there a way to send him a letter?
Oh, yeah, you can send it via the, we have a mail drop here that goes out to the Abadarians. They deliver the mail messagings through the normal thing. But his mail gets dropped off here, that gets dropped off at the tower, and he has somebody picking it up for him. So you could probably just drop off a letter for him at the tower. He'll get it.
Great. Corvus, do you have some paper?
Oh, of course. And I just pull some out of my one of my journals and hand it to you.
Okay.
I will quick write a note.
And the gnome lowers his thing and kind of looks at the thing and leans in. And then backs up. 7 point. And then he goes back to whatever he's working on.
I'll say something like, my name is Maractus, my name is Keshi Shadowrock. There's some important business that Corvus, I will say his last name, needs to speak to you about regarding the area and Sandpoint.
Do you put Corvus's title in there?
Yes.
Okay.
If we are not in town, please reach out when you are available.
Okay.
Since he picks up his mail here, I'm going to hand it to this person.
He's like, yeah, I can get this dropped off to Whimsy. Whimsy will take it to him.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And then as we walk out, I'm like, Corvus, I didn't say anything about Junior, but I actually want you to talk to him about Junior and not Sandpoint.
That works.
Well, maybe Sandpoint too.
You may know what has happened.
That is true. Where to next?
To the graveyard.
You guys head to the graveyard. We're going to cut back to the Mosswood pub. Ekhard and Iska finishing off their meeting as they've agreed to work together in endeavors as things develop.
Indeed.
Where would you two like to go? What is your next stop in your investigations? To the school, I believe, right?
Yes.
I think the school was our next stop, yeah.
You arrive at the entryway of the school. Again, much like many places in town, the sign has information on it, but is missing an official title of the school. It just says, university on it. As you walk in the opening halls, this place is heavily, it's a dark wood, intricately carved and detailed. It's inside there are glass cases, and they're mostly empty, but the very first ones you see are some sort of a memorial signage at the entryway, and then there is a desk area, and there's a young gentleman, human, who is sitting there going over paperwork, and he's got a stamp, and he's just doing paperwork and categorizing things and working a standard front desk sort of job. And he looks up, he's like, "Oh, welcome to the school.
Thank you.
Can I help you with something?"
Is there a wizard named Eli here by chance?
He might be in his study. I'd have to go and look for him and get him.
Would you mind terribly? We think he might have helpful information for us.
Sure. Can I ask who is calling on him and why?
Oh, sure. I'm Iska Valdemar, and this is Lord Ekhard Shaw. And honestly, we're new to town and hoping to be helpful to the citizens here. And are hoping that maybe he has information that
I will let him know. If you'd have a seat here in the lobby, I will be back.
Sure.
And he sets his stuff down and he heads down and out. Now, you've seen the size of this place, so you have no idea where Eli's study would be if he's here. But
right.
You do get that kind of a, like, this might be a while.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you do while you are here? I do know you have you don't really know exactly everything that's here, but you have what I've described of the room and things in here. There could be more. You do also know that you've met somebody else who also works here somewhere. You've seen what you can kind of see from the outside of the stables and whatnot. Is there anything particular you would like to do while you wait?
I'm just gonna look around, I guess, and see if there's anything interesting.
Okay.
Like a book I could read while we wait or something.
Okay. Ekhard?
I think, I'll kind of inspect and kind of look around the hallowed hall here as far as and just kind of take in things, but ultimately I'm just gonna kind of wait past the time.
Okay.
Till
there isn't a lot for books in the lobby, just because, it's not just it's kind of, those aren't cheap to just sit out in the open. There
Sure.
are some books like on the desk, possibly work-related books, but there are photos or paintings, pictures of that sort of variety, and there are some plaques, some placards, and stuff like that as well sitting around. The main display when you come in on the right is less of a memoriam and more of a thank you or a tribute. Apparently the land that this school is on once held a haunted water wheel that was haunted by some ancient hags. And this is a dedication to the 3 adventurers that cleared it out and saved the area from the hags and was able to clear it out and make way for the school to come in. And nobody had been able to deal with that situation up to that point. And this was the ideal location they wanted to place the school. And so it is a thank you to the 3 heroes of the Outworlds. There are also plaques for representation of accolades. Eli's is kind of sparse, but there are multiple schools placards and like lists like this. These are the graduates. This person graduated from this school and specializes in this and is the a teacher of divine magics, and kind of that kind of thing about like what some of the teachers are here, where they come from, and what it is that they teach. And you're getting an idea that there's some general teachings, and then there are some more specific teachings that are in effect here. Ekhard, if you could make a knowledge arcane. I know you have that. Iska, I don't know if you have any knowledge skills that would pertain to a school or to magics.
I mean,
of any variety.
Maybe history, because maybe I've read some history of magic stuff, but
yeah, I mean, probably
that'd be a stretch.
Probably not, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 17.
Ekhard, with your 17, you understand that, because you understand that magic isn't just arcane, it's arcane and divine.
Sure.
While there's a lot of arcane magics, the way these read some of the information here, unless you are studied in the arcane, a lot of this stuff is like, yeah, this sounds impressive. I don't know what it means, but it sounds really impressive and cool. For you, you understand what a lot of it means. You understand that Eli can cast both divine and arcane magic.
Okay.
He has an understanding of how both magics work, and thus he is the head of this. You realize that there are two sections of the school, arcane and divine, but it's not explicitly that, because you realize they also have teachings in alchemical magic and psychic magics as well, which are different from arcane and divine. The idea is to have a place where you can get an idea and learn what your type of magic is.
Okay.
And you wouldn't be shoehorned into something. So if you are a sorcerer, you're not going to be forced to be trained as a wizard.
Sure. Okay. That's cool.
That's what you get on a 17. Just a quick gist. How it's run, why they do that, how deep and detailed they get, you're not sure. After about 20 minutes, you see the person returns. And behind them stands a much older gentleman. He looks much older. He's not like big long beard. He's still got colored dark black hair. But when you look into his eyes, you see an age that almost sees through you. It's kind of like he's got lots of experience. You know, Iska, you see that more than Ekhard, being a person of the sea and dealing with people all over the world. You, and being more of an adventurer sort, you've seen the people that have seen some shit, and this person has clearly seen some shit in his life. Probably more shit than you've ever seen in the look in anyone's face before. He's seen some shit.
Sure.
And he goes, yes, hello, I am Eli. I am the headmaster of the school here. How may I help you? Are you looking to enroll your children? And he points to the two of you, almost as if you're a couple.
Not our child, no, although that is one of the things we want to talk to you about.
I'm not very helpful in the creation
enrolling?
Of children.
Oh, no, not that. Enrolling a child.
Oh!
But not our child. We've got, I don't know, a few questions about, like, what happened to Sandpoint and how is Biston's town, this place run, and do you happen to know any wizard who goes by the name, or maybe went by the name of Miles? And, there's a child that needs to be enrolled here, and we're wondering, what is that process, so we can help guide the mother through it?
Yes, that's quite
a
lot of things. Some of that
we have a full agenda.
Some of that stuff is easily done by some of the people who work here and the enrollment agents that we have.
Oh, sure.
That's kind of below my spot, but since you have other questions, I suppose we can speak in my study. Would you like to come and join me?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
He leads you winding through the school. And you end up in a study that's still like being kind of unpacked. There's boxes of books, crates of books being unloaded and shelved and organized. There's kind of a central table with like it looks like a granite top. But when you go to sit down, if you put your hands on it, like it's heavy like granite, but it doesn't feel like granite. And you sit down in the chairs. The chairs are comfortable enough around the area, and he sits down as well. He's like, would you like something to drink?
Tea?
Tea? He's like, I will. He goes, and he looks off just at nothing in the air. He's like, get some tea, please? And you don't. Nothing happens until like a few minutes later. You see a tea pot kind of move up from a counter place and move over to a little open, like little fire area, and like sits on top and hangs on the hook. And then 2 little cups kind of float over and sit down and get put on little trays, and like stuff is moving kind of on its own accord.
I try not to look surprised.
Ekhard, it's not super surprising to you. Unseen servant, pretty standard.
Sure.
Yeah, I may have traveled some, but I can't imagine she's done a whole bunch of traveling with wizards who have unseen servants.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of the dichotomy, the difference between the two of you. You know, person who's been at sea and on boats and ship and merchant trading and talking to people, and fucking wizard that has also traveled a lot and seen things and done things. And is probably a little bit more entwined with a noble things, even though, Iska, you are technically a noble, just not of that like high society sort of interaction and whatnot as quite as much, I'm assuming.
I also assumed that's why she never refers to herself as lady.
Which is why I said that. At any rate, he sits down, he goes, yes, so from what I've been told by people more powerful than myself is that some sort of cosmic event happened to Sandpoint. I have no proof. I don't really know for fact, but that's the gist of it. Something beyond the control of our capabilities, and something unreversible.
Like a god got involved, or like some sort of magic meteor hit it and obliterated it?
Yeah, probably. He's like, probably something along those lines. Like a cosmic event. That's all I understand. That's all I was told. Cosmic event. You can use your imagination for that. And whether that's even true or not, I don't know, and I don't know if I don't know. The person who told me that I kind of got mixed signals, but I do know better than to question. I do know better than to question it.
Got it. Can I sense motive him on this?
Yes, you certainly can try.
Yeah. 23.
Yeah, you're it seems like he's taking what he was told as truth, and what he was saying is accurate. He knows that there is likely more, but he knows there is a reason not to question it, so he doesn't.
I will follow his lead then, and not push further. Okay. Great. It's gone. Nothing can be done. Got it.
He nods. He's like, pretty much.
Do you happen to know, since you are one of the town council members, do you happen to know if people are making any claims to that territory or area?
He's like, I assume... He goes, I assume Corvus and Magnamar will someday remember that Sandpoint exists and send someone. But from what I understand, they spent so much time neglecting Sandpoint that nobody really has any faith in that happening, so...
That's fair.
Everybody, from everything I understand from the town folks, is people reaped the rewards and gave nothing back, which is kind of counter to what I hear most sailors say. You're a sailor, right, miss?
I am, yes.
I hear that that's a sailor term.
If you're a certain sort.
Yeah, I don't dabble in that stuff. I just read what's in books and know what I see.
That's fair.
May I ask you another question about Sandpoint? If now that we are able to speak with you, and I appreciate your time, we are curious. We have several curiosities about it. One, because admittedly we are helping the Abadarians find out what had happened and to see why we have not heard from Sandpoint in some time, which we understand now some more of what's going on with that. But also to see...
He holds up a finger. He's like, what do you mean we haven't heard from... Who's we? Like you specifically? Do you have family that's from Sandpoint?
I do not have family from Sandpoint specifically. My apologies. I meant more in the general we, or the Abadarians more specifically.
We're here with a traveling companion named Corvus Silverheart.
Oh.
We just happened to split up to try and cover more ground. So he is off with our other traveling companion, Keshi. And we're just trying to gather information as we can. So that's part of the... Corvus is an official of the Abadarian Church.
Yes, doesn't he run a church at the main... Doesn't he run the main church? I thought that name ran the... He goes... No, that might have been a different time, place. Never mind.
Okay.
He goes, please excuse me. I have a... We'll say magical malady. Beyond a certain time, my memories of history are not accurate.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
You guys can roll sense motive.
In her brain, Iska has already just decided that this means that he has dementia and doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah, you don't have to roll if it's what you want to believe.
Yeah, I think that's what
Ekhard
she's...
believes.
Okay.
Because with a roll like that, no question not to believe.
Okay. So yeah, he clearly there are things that he's misremembering, but it seems it's all kind of before Biston's Pond. Anything that's kind of around or before Biston's Pond is where he kind of misremembers, and a couple other things that are a little bit more modern. He seems to misremember here and there, but you can kind of tell sometimes when he's not misremembering.
If someone were to take an interest in the location of where Sandpoint was, maybe even perhaps to not necessarily create a town or settlement, but even just some infrastructure, maybe a lighthouse or even some shipbuilding facilities or something along the like, something to perhaps even help facilitate trade traversing from the ocean to Biston's Pond. Would you find someone trying to engage in such endeavors that those of this area would be interested or worried that perhaps it was more interference from your experience?
He goes, I think if it were possible to establish something on those basalt flats, which would take a lot of time considering the hardness and structure of basalt and the way that is, you would need an expansive mining facility to at least flatten the area enough so to make it establishable, unless you went west or east. But with some of the lands as uninhabitable as they are, and cliff faces and In swamps and beaches, Sandpoint's location was ideal for its stable structure and being on a point. So that becomes an issue of logistics in restructuring Sandpoint and rebuilding it. However, if that were to be done, I think there could be a boon made for this area and once again for commerce, because as I understand, Sandpoint was a main hub of commerce in the area and has very good potential in the future, many years down the road, perhaps hundreds of years down the road, to be a major city and a strong point against dark forces that might perhaps decide to pop up and stop the world. You guys are, it's almost like he's using divine magic to see into the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say out of character for the people watching the stream that are like, sometimes there are veiled things and the players below me seem to go, oh yeah, I understand. And you guys, I don't want you, the viewers, to also be in the dark. Eli, out of character, is from an alternate time set far in the future. Things have happened in that future that he confuses with what is happening here in this world, because they're not always exactly the same. So thus his cover-up for a magical malady. He is the last surviving member of that existence. And so here, he's trying to do his best to help. So he does have some insight into the past, present, and potential futures of the world. And so some of these little things are little insights and little nods to past games that the players down below may or may not remember having taken place. So in fact, out of character, Eli is an alternate worlds version of Biston who formed the tower. But no one knows that here. But that's just a little inside backstory for people that are like, what's the inside joke? There's clearly something else here that the players won't ever uncover. At least these players.
Right.
Okay. So, not frowned upon.
He's like, regardless of what people may believe or say, I think the reestablishing of Sandpoint could be good, but will take a long period of time. And I don't know if at the growth rate that Biston's Pond has and the influence that certain members that founded it and currently live here have, and the stakes and investments that people of the world have in this area, I don't know if Sandpoint would ever grow to outpace this area, with the exception of sea trade. And how Biston's Pond could help it grow, not the other way around. But I'm not an economist. I'm a spellcaster. And I have some experience in the world.
I think you are thinking along similar lines that we were, so that makes quite a lot of sense.
You had other questions? And you see the tea floats over and like sits in on the side, and you get like a little dish to put your little tea strainer, your little silver tea strainers on. And little tiny cups, almost like shot glasses with handles, come over with a little cream in that if you'd like.
We do. Thank you. We do actually have another. Setting that aside, we've come across in our travels as we were arriving in town a mother and her son, who have we have recognized, as I have some training in arcane talents, that the boy has serious potential. I definitely like to encourage the education of others, especially in the arcane arts that I am familiar with, and would like to also see what costs would be involved to cover the patronage of this child to perhaps enter your school, should they ultimately decide to do so. I believe they are from Nidal originally.
Yes.
Oh, impressive.
They're
But
seeking a safer place to live.
I believe they fled specifically to find a safer place where they can not be touched or influenced, you could say, by the powers that be, the shadowy powers that be.
He's like, well, our plan for our first year of being open was for enrollment to begin at 25 gold per semester, not including their stay or food. That's just for enrollment and their classes, so it doesn't include.
Do you have dormitories should they require them?
Yes, this building we are in right now has an entire wing dedicated to dormitories for students. It is 4 stories, one for each year of class. The higher you go, the further advanced you are, the longest standing school members will be on the top floor. And of course, that won't be for a few years unless we get advanced students or transfers from somewhere, and then we have to figure that out. The school doesn't officially open up until this summer. We are currently enrolling, and we have most of our teachers and our structures set. Almost all of our students are beginners in some form of magical arts.
And how many semesters are there? Is it just 2 or is it 3?
There are 4 semesters in a year.
4 semesters. Okay.
Now, I believe that the academy charges upwards of 300 per semester and doesn't include anything as well, so I feel like 25 gold per semester is pretty good, although theirs is in sections of 3, I believe. 3 semesters. I believe they go 3 months and then 1 off, and then 3 months and then 1 off, and then 3 months.
That is correct.
He's like, academy?
Indeed.
Yes. So we also have to keep in mind that we aren't just teaching specific arcane students. We are teaching all forms of magic. And first year students are taught to understand and be able to identify different forms of magic and to practice them and learn a little bit about them, i.e. everybody's going to start off with 1 level of adept.
Interesting.
Of
Okay.
character.
Excellent.
That way they get an idea of magics as a whole, for the real world isn't just one magic system.
Sure.
And then as they develop their magics and learn what they are best at, then they will get individual classes and teachings. And if people need more specialized, specific type of teachings, then we, as a school, will go and find a teacher that can teach that. We have a large network of people already throughout the world that we have assessed and able to communicate and learn and find people. We also have an agreement with the Pathfinder Society for bringing over teachers and academics and scholars from there as well. Of course, regular world teachings are part of all of our semesters as well, so you will understand basic lore. You won't come out of the world as a wizard and not know how to cook an apricot on a grill. You will come out and you will know how to do basic communication with people and negotiation and how the world works, and you'll have a little bit to be able to live in the real world besides just a person who is academically trained.
That's an excellent way to run a school, I think. I mean, not that I know anything about how to run a school, much less a magic one, but it sounds like
you've got a good design.
Yeah.
Well, myself and a friend of mine came up with the plan. He left me the capability to do so.
Wonderful.
Dominate is the best negotiation tool. Wow.
Oh boy. Okay.
Once we find out then what the child wishes to do, we will definitely be coming back. I would very much like to be a patron for him, to have him attend the school.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll a sense motive.
Yes, please. 18.
23.
He is. Every once in a while, he looks around the room. And at first, it was like he was having a conversation with you, and you're like, "Oh, he's like got all this unpacking to do." Oh, he's trying to like. After a while. But Ekhard, you realize that eventually you realize that's not the case. That he is either watching something or communicating with something.
Okay.
Quietly.
Gotcha.
He goes, "So tell me more about this boy. Is he arcane magics? Divine magics?"
I believe more of an arcane bent, at least from what I was able to determine. Already able to understand and identify certain things as spell components. In fact, has perhaps even had a little bit of coaching or training so far. Either that or he comes across it intuitively, which may also be the case.
You do remember also that his mom was a book merchant and ran across lots of magical books and spell books and stuff. So he read a lot and learned that way too.
Very much self-taught, but read a lot of books. If I recall, his mother was a bookseller by trade.
Oh, because how old is this boy? 12, 13?
Aubrey doesn't remember.
I think he was even a little bit younger than that, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah, a lot younger apparently. He's about 5.
Oh. If I were to choose to meet with this boy and his mother, where would I find them?
We could bring them to you if you'd like, but they're staying with us at the Eagle's Splendor.
I wouldn't want to inconvenience you. I'm sure you have plenty of other things, since you say you ran across him in the woods. Yes?
I mean, we ran across him on the basalt flats that used to be Sandpoint.
Oh, that's right.
They were looking for a wizard called Miles, as apparently Miles is the father of this child.
Fascinating.
I want to sense motive his reaction.
Go ahead.
Oh, please do semi-good.
It's I mean, it's semi-good.
It is semi-good. You're correct.
It's not bad.
He's humored by it. That's about all you get.
Great.
But being humored by it is a reaction. He goes, as I said, I'm sure there's plenty of things that you need to do. I can meet with the boy and find out what is happening, and should she choose to have the boy come to school here, or I can recommend a better place for him if I find that someplace else would be better befitting of him. And you can speak with her about that, or we will speak again about that. But that way it gives you time to go about your regular business, as it sounds like this boy technically would be my business.
I believe
we
so,
appreciate your time. And
would you mind not seeking the boy and his mother out until tomorrow so that we can give her a heads up? She seems a little uncertain about things, and I would like to give her at least a warning that you're going to come talk to her. And her son.
Yes, I suppose they would be.
Yes. So tomorrow is okay?
Yes, I think tomorrow would be just fine.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
You are very much welcome.
And
best
for
of
the
luck
tea.
to you.
very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's like, do you need me to see you out, or can you find your way?
I think I recall the way.
All right.
But thank you.
So you find your way out, or you have full reign to walk around the school if you'd like. We're going to move back to Corvus and Keshi. You arrive at the cemetery. There's just one placard with a large list of names. And there is a fenced-in area that is maintained. You see there's like fallen trimmed logs that create a large square around what is a mound. And in front of the logs, there's like flowers and stuff that is laid there. Some is laid on the mound as well, but it's a large, almost like a football field, half a football field size area that is encapsulated. But much like it happens often in large battles, afterwards, sometimes it's hard to identify specific bodies. So they just identify who is missing after the battle, and they list the names, and they bury them all in one location.
Okay.
Chances are they were still buried, they weren't just thrown in a pile and buried, but they were probably still put in rows and buried, and then just the dirt covered them up.
How old does this monument, graveyard, collective tombstone
It's new.
look?
It's newer. A few months,
Okay.
maybe 6 months.
Okay. So, like, no type of damage, nothing that, like, make whole would make this better.
No, this place is
Because of
pretty. It's pretty good. Like, other than bringing in craft workers to like make some fancy, intricate fence line, but they've staged logs along the edge, probably some of the really nice ones from the lumberyard, as like a border, so that people kind of just know where the borders are.
Sure.
The mound is still trying to like grow grass and stuff like that over it because it is so fresh. It's not like whatever the grass lands of the area are, but it's flowers and stuff are kind of starting to come up in the dirt area.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just do, I'm assuming probably like religion to try to like just do a blessing on the area, holy water, stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't even need to make a roll. I mean, you're a cleric. You're a cleric. You're a step or two above priest.
Yeah.
So it's second nature for you to give a blessing to the dead. May may their scales in the afterlife be balanced, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
and like that's like the big thing.
Yeah.
For here, is there anybody here, or is it pretty empty?
It's empty. There's nobody here right now. The closest is the logging area, obviously.
Then I think afterwards, yeah, I guess maybe just go to the logging area. I mean, I think I want to hit like the big areas of commerce, especially those that have ties to the leadership.
Okay.
And really just ask the same questions, like, how were you positively or negatively impacted by Sandpoint's fall, disappearance?
Yeah, we can just go down the leadership list, and just say that you stopped by there and get their answers if you'd like. Is there anybody you want to ask more than just that?
No, this is just really trying to help me figure out like what's better from a commerce standpoint.
Okay.
If Sandpoint is returned.
Are you going to check all of the leaders or all of the leaders and all of the shop owners?
I'm just going to check the leaders because the way that it was explained that they were like the lumber dude is for like the lumber and the outskirt, the farmers for the farmers and everyone around there.
Yeah, they're kind
Payless is for all of the shop owners. So like that should, if they're the mouthpiece for the people, they should know how that impacts the people.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start with Jord. Jord is the owner of Arm's Length Lumber. Jord is a one-armed man. He is large, burly, and older. He is also very strong and sturdy. He could be, say, even a blacksmith in another life. Like even with one arm, you're sure he could split wood one-armed.
Okay.
Jord says that the loss of Sandpoint, he says if you look in the river, you can see the backed up wood and lumber. We would ship that all to Sandpoint. Luckily, Biston's Pond has grown in such a way that a lot of the lumber is being used and we can make money, and we have started to get trade routes via land, picking up lumber. Welcome on in, Raiders! Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Tell us what you were doing. Let's go and check out Tate. Were you guys doing some tabletop role-playing? Welcome on in, Raiders. We're doing some storytelling, a little sandboxing, not a lot of combat. This is a story-driven game. We do have some channel points for our tabletop RPGs. People can interact and hang out. But welcome on in. We are playing Pathfinder 1st Edition. They're exploring this new town of Biston's Pond and trying to solve a puzzle, if you were, of a place called Sandpoint. We do recaps for all of our RPGs at the beginning, so welcome on in. Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and they ran into a roper. Nice. I love ropers. Ropers are a great little monster. Terrifying little monster. But welcome on in. Come on in, take a seat, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much for the raid. Jord, the lumberer, says that Sandpoint was lost and that lumber trade was a huge hit to the commerce. They were just starting to get on their feet. The Scardnettis had run the lumber economy kind of into the ground up until the leadership kind of got overthrown by other local family members. And I was able to negotiate kind of taking over the lumber side of the local area, just because of the dealings that were done before. I guess the new family that took over wanted things done a different way. And so they focused more on the sea trade, and my little tiny lumbering area kind of grew, myself and my son. There were plans for a shipyard to be built in Sandpoint, and that never took place. we were set to supply lumber there. And
so does he cut the lumber into board, or are they just more of like getting the lumber?
He does both. If there's an order for it pre-lumbered, then it pre-milled, then they will mill it and ship it out. Okay. There's just a higher cost, or they can send it out raw as well. He says that it also affects the local Fae because they have an agreement for trade for things and for care of the land, and the Fae aren't really getting their end of the bargain because the lumberers can't afford to do it, and so the local Fae are getting affected by Sandpoint being gone as well.
Okay.
He says that we try to source all of our wood ethically. We allow the Fae to tag the wood that needs to be milled, and we go based on what the Fae tell us that they want milled and want moved, and then they get a portion of it, and sometimes that portion comes from trade, whether it's food or supplies or rope or trinkets or whatever weird things they sometimes ask for. So the friction between the Fae and the locals are, they're not yet in danger, but I feel like they could be if we don't find a way to start selling off some of this lumber a little bit quicker.
Yep.
He's like, I've even taken money out of my own funds and my son's funds in order to try and get some magically delivered just to keep some cash flow.
Okay.
But finding spellcasters who also own portable holes is not cheap. And he's like, and dear God, I can't afford one.
If Sandpoint were rebuilt and the lumber or the trees were shipped down, you would lose out on pretty much most of your money for shipping the raw lumber. Would you make enough by cutting down the trees? Because you can't send down 2x4s down the river. Those have to be shipped by land. Anything cut will warp immersed in the water like that.
Oh, the stuff that's in the water is just freshly cut.
What I'm saying is, if Sandpoint is put back, I mean, obviously they'd build a new lumber mill down there because, ship things out via the water. How would that impact if you were no longer able to cut the wood, but were just cutting down the trees and shipping it down the river?
It's like
we
added the lumber mill after the Sandpoint incident.
Okay.
And let's be honest, we have wagons that go back and forth. It only takes an hour to get to Sandpoint. I can ship lumber by land to Sandpoint. That's not a big deal. And if Sandpoint were to need to be rebuilt, where do you think they're going to get the lumber to rebuild Sandpoint from?
True.
He's like, rebuilding Sandpoint, that would be exactly what we need, provided Sandpoint doesn't have another disaster or get attacked by goblins raids or orc raids or devils or a Chelish army, or having to rely solely on heroes to save it over and over again.
Yes, it sounds like the two cities that were giving protection did not give much.
Yeah, he's like, it's understandable. It's so far away from both of them. I guess it's one of those, you don't know what you've lost until it's gone. He's like, I sure didn't. Sandpoint's gone, and I didn't even realize how much it mattered to me. I never even thought that how much it would affect me.
Thank you, Jordan.
He nods. He's like, luckily the town's been in the process of growing and building, so they've been using a lot of the lumber. And the city's growth has helped, and of course that growth has helped some of the farmers, and the farmers also need lumber for fences and for other work. So I mean, it's not like we're running out of lumber, but we surely could use that place that was going to build some ships like we had planned.
Yes, I can see that. That should help with the decision. Oh, you probably haven't heard yet, but we'll be doing a meeting tomorrow for dinner. You, myself, and the rest of the council members.
I will spread the word. I think Finn is coming in to pick up a shipment tonight. He's not doing business, but I can tell him.
That would be great. Thank you.
He nods. He's like, I'll tell my son. My son does all my business dealings.
As long as he can sign. Oh, wait. So you're going to tell your son to let Finn know? Basically, is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I will not say anything else.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow then, Jordan.
He nods. So your only people, you have a few people you need to talk to still, right? Who's next on your list?
Well, the wizard school, but I don't consider that as like this normal commerce.
Right.
I've already talked with Hayless. Finn's going to be in tomorrow. I don't consider the Crusaders commerce.
Right.
And Whimsy, they just said it's a special case. So I think those are the commerce people, at least that's been appointed by the town.
Right.
So.
Okay. Sounds good. So, where would you guys like to do? Is there anything Keshi would like to do, or anyone Keshi would like to talk to or inquire about? I didn't know if you were intrigued by the Fae aspect of that conversation.
We've been talking to a lot of people. Is it close to dinner time and we're supposed to meet up with everyone?
It will be here pretty soon. It will be in magic amount of EVZ to come together time. So.
Yeah, I mean, she's intrigued, but I don't know that she would investigate.
Okay. So you guys meet back up. I'm assuming back at the Mosswood, or back at the Eagles Inn.
Yep.
So the four of you get back together at the Eagles Inn around dinner time. And there are people here. People have come in. You also realize a small wagon has arrived at the Pathfinder Lodge and is unloading what looks like supplies for some sort of expedition. Since that's right across the way. In the Mosswood Pub, there are also or not in the Mosswood Pub, in the Eagles Inn, you see a smattering of like three other halflings that look like they're sitting in the lounge area chatting about something, and they kind of just stop talking when you guys come in. And there's some people on the other side at a bar that are still chattering away. And when you get out of range of the halflings, they start talking again. Almost like they were like, oh, somebody's coming. Like, let's just... Like, maybe they're doing business dealings. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys gather. Again, you have a suite upstairs. You can hang out there. You can hang out at a bar. You can get your own table. Where would you guys like to meet up?
I think probably in the suite.
Okay. So you all gather together in the suite.
Tomorrow at dawn. I guess I would have gone and told Rishi that we're meeting, or Benji, that we're meeting at dawn with the dwarves.
Okay.
So tomorrow at dawn, there are two dwarves that know more about stone than probably anyone in town. Them, as well as Benji, the cleric of Gazray, are going to go to Sandpoint to try to see if they can glean any information about the stone, the separation of the water. Maybe try to help figure out if there's a way to reclaim or retrieve Sandpoint, or if it's truly gone. And then for dinner, I'll present information to the council. I think I have a few ideas of what might be best for the Sandpoint locale once we can get a little bit more expert eye on the stone and how to deal with it. But I am interested to hear what you two may have found to help sway my decision.
Well, the local wizard says that Sandpoint is gone and irretrievable due to cosmic events.
Much like a volcano wiping out a town being a loss.
I suppose.
Okay.
So, I mean, by all means, go figure out what can be done with at Sandpoint, but Sandpoint itself isn't going to come back as it was. We would need to, or it would need to be rebuilt. And given that Biston's Pond is here, it would probably make more sense to build a small seaport at what used to be Sandpoint and make sure that trade flows up to Biston's and down to the seaport, rather than creating a whole town there.
And of Corvosa and Magnamar's duty to the location, one complaint I've heard over and over again is that neither city did much besides collect taxes, did not send guards, did not work to better anything. Do you two have a way to ensure that your two fair cities can uphold their bargain if a port is made?
I look at Lord Shaw. Yes.
Well, I think it... I think we have the possibility to make some great changes. We have discussed this a little bit in terms of what our interests are. We see the potential. And I feel that if we, and I gesture towards Iska, if we are the ones in control, then we can not only, or I shouldn't say control, but if we are the ones that are investing in the building of this port, or whatever infrastructure we wish to do there, I feel it's better it's guided by our hand than to allow outside influences who don't have the rest of this area's best interests. I'm not saying that we will be perfect in such endeavors, but I feel it's, if we do it, we at least have a chance to rebuild it organically with the community here. Whereas, as you have said in the past, Corvosa and Magnamar have exploited.
When you say we, are you talking your families? Or you two personally?
Our families by extension. Our families will be funding, at the very least.
They would help with some of the initial investments, yes. Understandably, I wouldn't be able to finance it with just my allowance. But we would be the ones helping to work with the community to help manage the project and make sure that it is beneficial to the community as a whole.
And hopefully we can find a way to make the tax situation much more agreeable for all involved. Well, all here involved.
I guess I would rather, well, we want to make sure that there's no invasion with either city in terms of shall we say, manipulating the people on the land. Like I said, we hope that perhaps we can manage this in such a fashion that we can work with the community to make everyone prosper.
Yes.
And I kind of like the idea of building something that is separate of is beneficial to Corvusans, but also separate of their influence. Something made with my two hands, so to speak.
And something that gives the people here slightly more autonomy over how their region is run, I believe is at least some aspect of our plan.
I mean, they are doing wonders so far. I mean, look at how this town has been prospering.
Indeed.
If we invest in that growth, the possibilities are endless.
That is a way to look at it, yes.
And of course, if we do this, then the Church of Abadar should be pleased as well. I believe it would benefit them also. You, as you are their representative here.
Write up a proposal so I can see it. And tomorrow's dealing with the rocks, the stones, what else we might be able to find, and then the meeting with the council. And in 2 days after seeing your proposal, I will make a decision of what should be done with Sandpoint and its surrounds.
All right.
Well.
With that being said, we are at time, but I did want to get that little bit covered before we ended, so that we had that to work with. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We're going to raid on out here in just a bit. I want to let everyone know we'll be doing Embervale tomorrow and Windrose again on Friday. So please come and join us for that. The next episode of Tiny Tales, I will look at the schedule and make sure we have the right day. And this may end up being a 4-parter, just because things are developing a little bit more things than I had expected, which is kind of cool. So this may be a 4-parter. So we'll see what happens, see how things turn out. But with that being said, we're going to raid on out. Let's see, who do we got here? We're going to raid on out to our friend Bruised, who is a Be Kinder stream team member, who is doing some Dead by Daylight. And we'll go and show some support. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, tomorrow Embervale, and then we'll be doing Windrose. Monday's podcast isn't happening. Our guest has canceled on us, so we will not be doing a live podcast. So we're going to find some sort of other thing to do on Monday for Monday stream. I don't know what yet, so we'll figure that out when that time comes around. So we will figure out Monday's podcast down the road. There will still be a podcast episode on the podcast downloads on the website and all of that. But as far as Twitch and live streams go, I am not quite sure what we're going to do on Monday for that. So thank you guys so much for being here. Have a great night. Take care, everybody. And we will see you all down the road if I can find my button to push it. Have a good one, guys. See you later.